Odelay is the fifth studio album by American alternative rock artist Beck, originally released on June 18, 1996, by DGC Records. Odelay featured several singles, including Where It's At, Devil's Haircut, and The New Pollution. The album peaked at number 16 on the Billboard 200 and eventually sold over 2 million copies in the United States. It was also Beck's first hit album in the United Kingdom, making number 17. It has since gone platinum in the UK. On January 29, 2008, Odelay was reissued as a two-disc package featuring a number of bonus tracks. As of July 2008, the album has sold 2.3 million copies in the United States, making Odelay the most successful record from Beck to date. Since its release, the album has appeared in numerous publications' lists of the greatest records of the 1990s and of all time. Background, musical style. The sessions for what would become Odelay originally began as a subdued, acoustic affair. In 1994, Beck started to record tracks for his follow-up to Mellow Gold with Bong Load producers Tom Rothrock and Rob Schnapf. Hansen had recently experienced a number of personal tragedies, and the tone of the songs as well as their production were considerably somber. Only a handful of tracks from these sessions have been released: Ramshackle, Feather in Your Cap, and Brother. All three of these songs are acoustic, sparse, and melancholic, and have a haunting sound very different from the more upbeat, party style of Odelay. Beck would eventually return to this downcast style with his 1998 follow-up, Mutations. He would eventually abandon work with Rothrock and Schnapf, opting to work with the Dust Brothers instead. The Dust Brothers' production style was notably more upbeat and hip-hop focused. Their raw copyright included work with Beastie Boys and Tone Lassie. Title and artwork. The title is a phonetic English rendering of the Mexican slang interjection "a cubed rail," which translates roughly to "listen up," or "what's up." The phrase Odelay is repeated in the lyrics during the outro of the song Lord Only Knows. However, according to Stephen Michamas, the title is actually a play of words on Odelay, since the album took very long to record. The album's cover is a photo of a Kimendor, a rare Hungarian breed of dog with a heavy, corded coat. Critical reception. Upon release, Odelay received almost unanimous critical applause. Odelay was nominated for the Grammy Award for Album of the Year and won a Grammy Award for Best Alternative Music Album in 1997, as well as a Grammy Award for Best Male Rock Vocal Performance for Where It's At. It was ranked 16 in Spin's 100 Greatest Albums, 1985 – 2005. Odelay was awarded Album of the Year by the American magazine Rolling Stone. It was voted as the best album of the year in the Village Voice Paz and Job Critics poll, and also in Euro's annual Critics poll. In 1998, Q magazine readers voted Odelay the 51st greatest album of all time. In 2003, the album was ranked number 306 on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time and number 9 on its list of the 100 best albums of the 90s. Voters in Channel 4's 2005 100 Greatest Albums poll placed it at number 73. The music website Pitchfork Media ranked it at number 19 on their top 100 albums of the 1990s. Track listing. Original issue. All songs written by Beck, John King and Michael Simpson, except where noted. Produced by Beck, Hansen and the Dust Brothers, except where noted. Devil's Haircut Euro 314. Hot Wax Euro 349, Lord Only Knows Euro 414, The New Pollution Euro 339, Derelict Euro 412, Novacon Euro 437, Jackass Euro 411, Where It's At Euro 530, Minus Euro 232, produced by Beck, Hansen, Mario Caldato Jr. and Brian Paulson. Sisinek Euro 352, Riyadh Ahmed Euro 237, High Five Euro 410, Ramshackle Euro 729, produced by Tom Rothrock and Rob Schnapf. Includes a hidden track called Computer Rock. Some non-US versions contain Disco Box and All Clock as bonus tracks. Deluxe Edition. On January 29, 2008, Odelay, Deluxe Edition was released. The two-disc set contains the original album, plus 19 B-sides, remixes and previously unreleased songs. The liner notes feature complete lyrics and artwork as well as an essay from Thurston Moore and the transcript of 15 high school students interviewed by Dave Eggers. The cover art was deliberately edited to appear as if it was a personalized copy of the album, with stickers carelessly half ripped off and various doodles on it and including the phrase "property of Michael" written on the back. The exclusion of Disco Box may have been done as a deliberate nod to the cover art having the strictly limited edition bonus track sticker partly torn off. Disco Box, which appeared on the original UK and Japanese pressings of Odelay, was not included on the deluxe edition for unknown reasons. The Odelay Sessions version of Deborah is also absent, despite initial statements to the contrary. Some of the bonus tracks on the deluxe edition appear to be from lossy sources. Some of the tracks included have been altered beyond simple remastering. No official explanation for these changes has been given. Some of these alterations are listed below. First CD, Hot Wax has a more double-tracked vocal during the verses. The New Pollution has the same synthesized beats from the original version, but played at a different pitch. Sissyonock has a slightly extended breakdown part at around 2:00. Bonus CD, Thunderpeel is folded down to mono from the regular stereo version. Electric Music and the Summer People is an alternate mix. Erase the Sun runs at a faster speed. Trouble All My Days is folded down to mono from the regular stereo version. Disc 1, Devil's Haircut 315. Hot Wax 349, Lord Only Knows 415, The New Pollution 339, Derelict 413, Novacon 437, Jackass 412, Where It's at 530, minus 232, Sissyonock 357, Riyadh I Made 237, High Five 411, Ramshackle 447, Hidden Track 043, Deadweight 612, Inferno 703, Gold Chains 459, Disc 2, Where It's at 1226, Richard's Hairpiece 319, American Wasteland 242, Clock 317, Thunderpeel 240, different version than the one on Stereopathetic Soul Manure. Electric Music and the Summer People 438, Lemonade 221, SA 5153, Feather in Your Cap 346, Erase the Sun 256, sped up from the originally released length of 316. 000.000525, Brother 447, Devil Got My Woman 434, Trouble All My Days 225, Strange Invitation 406, Burro 313, Sampled Music, Devil's Haircut, I Can Only Give You Everything by the MC5, Out of Sight by Them, Soul Drums by Pretty Purdy. Hot Wax, Song for Aretha by Pretty Purdy, Dookie Shoe by Rasputin's Stash, Universal Rhythms by Mandrill, Up on the Hill by Monk Higgins and the Specialities, Lord Only Knows, Look Out for Lucy by Mike Milius, When It Comes by Edgar Winter, The New Pollution, Venus by Joe Thomas, Derelict, Get Up and Dance by Freedom, I Just Want to Celebrate by Rare Earth, Jackass, It's All Over Now, Baby Blue by Them, Where It's At, Sex for Teens by Dr. Stanley Z. Daniels, Needle to the Groove by Mantronix, I Don't Care If You Disrespect Me by The Frogs. Military Scratch, Scratch Mix by Grand Wizard Theodore, Get Out of My Life, Woman by Lee Dorsey, Sissyonock, The Moog and Me by Dick Hyman, A Part of Me by Country Funk, Life by Sly and the Family Stone, Riyadh I Made, Desafinado by Lorindo Almeida and the Bossa Nova All-Stars, Admit It by Rory Gallagher, High Five, Symphony No. 8 Unfinished by Franz Schubert, Mr. Cool by Rasputin's Stash, part of the noise section of Novacon can be heard, Inside Looking Out by Grand Funk Railroad, Personnel, Musicians, Beck Hansen a Euro acoustic guitar, slide guitar, electric guitar, vocals, harmonicas, bass, drums, percussion, analog keyboards, electric piano, clavinet, organ and celesta, Mike Milius a Euro scream, Joey Aronka a Euro drums, percussion, Mike Boito a Euro organ, trumpet, David Brown a Euro saxophone, Greg Lees a Euro pedal steel guitar, Charlie Hayden a Euro bass, John Spencer, keychain, Ross Harris, a Euro A, The Enchanting Wizard of Rhythm, a Euro production, Beck Hansen, Das Brothers a Euro production, mixing, Beck Hansen, Brian Paulson, Mario Caldato, Jr. a Euro production, mixing, Tom Rothrock, Rob Schnapp a Euro production, mixing, Beck Hansen, John Spencer, Das Brothers, production, mixing, Bob Ludwig a Euro. Mastering, Sean O'Brien a Euro coordination, production coordination, Mark Cates, A&R, John Silver, management, artwork, Beck Hansen, Robert Fisher a Euro art direction, design, Al Hansen, Manuel Ocampo, Zaram Osborne a Euro collage images, Manuel Ocampo a Euro inlay painting, Ludwig, cover photography, Night in Vadukul a Euro photography of Beck, charts, references. External links, Odelay at Music Brains.